I'm gonna do this video a little different than I done my others, only because Jared Kushner has angered me so much due to his recent comment about how blacks have to want to succeed as badly as whites want them to succeed. This to me was one of the most divisive and prejudicial things and racist things that white people can say. This puts out a false narrative that whites actually are trying to help blacks succeed. He speaks with willful ignorance of history. But I'm going to touch on that later. Right here, right now, why should black people take anything from whites that they can use to maintain or obtain a way of life for themselves? Why would they take that from white people? If we don't leap at it, would you blame us for having the reluctance? The reluctance to take anything from you that you have complete ownership and control of. You write the laws. You own and control all the institutions that govern over a quality of life. You possess the ability and willingness to enforce any of the laws on the books. You set standards to what is and what is not acceptable. And then if we do take this gift from you, we take it knowing that there are strings attached. Because as soon as we go down one of these paths that you have laid out for us, and as soon as we do start to succeed, you will shift the balance of power. And now what was acceptable is now unacceptable. All the schools and institutions that is required before you can get the job, you get to limit and control how many black people get to go there. You get to limit and control how many black people get hired once they do get the education. So why would black people want to take anything from you? If we're going to compete in this country, then let's compete. We can't just compete just on your home field. You don't see Ohio State Buckeyes and the Michigan Wolverines using the same facilities to compete on Saturday. You don't see Auburn and Alabama doing the same thing. They each have their own facilities, and they compete every Saturday. So if black people are going to compete for a way of life in this country, wouldn't it be best be done if we used our own facilities, created our own educational centers, higher learning institutions, our own study halls, our own businesses and industries, and compete in the market, and let's see who products the world will go to? You have Burger King on one side of the street, McDonald's on the other. They compete with no problems between the two. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, they compete. No problems between the two. But if blacks are to compete, We have to use your facilities, with you standing over us, watching everything we do. And the second we do something that you can't do or prevent, you stop us. You make it illegal. In basketball, when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar dunking the basketball, oh, you can't dunk. In football, you jump over a player. Oh, you can't jump over players. Anything talent we have that we take into your home field and we start to succeed, you deem it illegal or you limit us. So do you see why there should be a reluctance? And now to get back onto this, we gotta want to succeed as much as white people want us to succeed nonsense. Because see, this false narrative white people will adopt and spread out like we're here of our own volition. Never mind slavery had happened 300-400 years ago. We were never slaves. That happened so long ago. It can't possibly affect blacks today. This is a false narrative. And then what's even worse is you have ignorant blacks spewing the same nonsense. I've heard them all the time. Tell me, we the only ones holding ourselves back. Ain't nobody holding us back but us. This nonsense has to stop. Recently Donald Trump just announced the Supreme Court Justice, whatever that lady name is. And now the Republicans have an advantage in the courts. So now they want to go back and review judicial decisions that was made back when they didn't have the advantage, to see if the laws will still stand up today. Now, that made me think, wouldn't it be nice if we could go back and to a time where blacks did have ownership and control over their way of life, and compare that to the same decisions we made when we had no control over our way of life, and see if we would have made the same decisions. How would our future look if we did that? You see, and before I end this video, let me say this. My whole mission, my purpose is to liberate my people. I don't play this game. This is serious to me. But I know I cannot save all my people. And I have no mindset that I can save them all. But my thing is, when I wake up in the morning, if I decide to drink coffee or not, if I decide to have an Egg McMuffin as opposed to a croissant, that's my decision. Nobody gets upset about that. But when it comes to black and white issues, because we see now, whites only want you to compete on their field. And you see how we're being treated now. So it is time for us to start thinking how we get our own feel. And like I say, every white person or every black person is not going to agree with this or want this. And if you don't want it, that's fine. You don't say anything. If I want a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant, you don't say anything. Whatever decision I make before, and you have nothing to say about it, keep that same energy. When I say blacks need to create their own way of life, if you want to choose the white way as opposed to the black way, do that. You know, you don't get mad at me when I just make 1,000 other decisions in a day. As a matter of fact, you don't even care what decisions I make throughout the day. But soon as I say about blacks doing something that you don't want to do, now all of a sudden there's a problem. Stay with them. Don't come with the rest of us. Because if black people think that they're going to be able to obtain and pass down a way of life that somebody else, your historical enemy, have ownership and control over every institution, there's not a decision you're going to be able to make on your own. To live this way in complete servitude, if you think that we cannot do for ourselves what we do for them to put food on our table, I don't know what else to say. But I know this, the longer we stay here, the more difficult it's going to get for us to get out. The longer we stay here, the more difficult it will be for us to get out. Because hopelessness is going to set in. And when you be in a hopeless situation for so long, and someone come to you with a solution, you're going to be reluctant to take it. When you have been deceived and tricked and beat down so long, you can't even recognize the truth when it's right in front of your face. Because see, Jared Kushner talking about how badly he wants blacks to succeed. It can't be, we can't want you to succeed more than you want to succeed. But when blacks did demonstrate an incredible desire to succeed, when they built their own communities, totally independent from you, what was this willingness then? What was this desire that you had for us to succeed? When we left you, we did succeed. And what did you do? You came and tore down our towns. You destroyed them completely. And you did it over and over again. Here in Detroit, we had Black Bottom. You run the freeway straight through the community to stop them from building their own. You destroy Black Wall Street. Rosewood, Florida, you burned that down. Seneca Falls, New York, the same thing. The black town in Mississippi, you removed the exit ramps off the freeway, robbing them of the commerce and the people that was buying the businesses from the customers and all that, stripping them of vital resources. If you think blacks can remain living with these devils while they continuously do this to us, and then try to destroy you when you do better outside of them, you're going to kill us all. Because I cannot liberate my people myself. I cannot go and start a community by myself. And we already seen if we do that, they will come to destroy. That's why we got to come. When we come together, we got to be mindful of the history. And the next time we build, we better have a way to defend it as well. Jared Kushner, the ignorance you displayed in front of that White House demonstrated exactly why you don't belong in that White House. I'm going to end this video here. And with this video, as with all my videos, it is for the complete liberation of my people. And I'll see you in my next message. Ashe.